everyone, Justin here, welcome back. Are you ready to get started on our news articles? For this project, we'll act as journalists reporting on our chosen event after it happened. I don't know about you, but I certainly don't know enough yet to plan a full article. So how do journalists find their facts if they weren't at the event in the first place? Let's get into it. Journalists use research to learn about an event they weren't there to see. Research is information that is collected about a topic. Lucky for us, we have the teleporter to help us with that. Hey, teleporter, can you organize that research I found earlier about my event? Perfect. This has everything I need. Take a look. I'll work with the teleporter to create research that looks just like this for your article too. First, there's a fact summary. This tells us the major details of the event. Then there's a timeline showing the order of events. And last, a list of quotes from people who were actually there. We'll read through this info as we work through my planning organizer together. Then you'll know how to plan your own article. Here's the planning organizer we'll be using. Just like in past projects, we'll plan our ideas top to bottom in the order they'll show up in our article. We'll use this and each part of our research to figure out what belongs in the article. First up is the headline. Headlines are short, catchy, and informative. For example, the headline of that Titanic article we read was "Titanic Wreck Found After 70 Years." That sparks interest while telling the reader what the article is about. Even though I haven't read everything yet, I could try a quick draft. Something like Mount Everest finally conquered. I can always revise it later. Next, we'll fill out the 5 W's and H of our event to plan our lead. Which source will help us most with that? The fact summary, the timeline, or the interview? The fact summary. It gives us the major details of what happened. So let's take a look. Whoa. This is packed with information. I'm gonna need a few minutes to read all this. Great. Now that I've read the summary once, I can rescan it for the 5 W's and H for my lead. When you plan yours, pay close attention to the details. For example, the first name mentioned here is John Hunt, but that's not who summited Everest. It was Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. There are also a few dates mentioned, but I could see that the actual summit happened on May 29th, 1953. I could fill in the rest of these blanks with info from the fact summary too. When you're planning from research, remember to use details from the text, not opinions or guesses. Now that I've planned the details of my lead, let's move on to the body. What do you remember about the body of a news article? We covered the most important information in the lead, so the body is where we can add a bit more detail about the event from start to finish. For this article, we'll pick about 4 moments from the event to highlight so that they cover the beginning through the end. Which one of our research slides do you think would help us learn about the event details in the order they happened? Yeah, the timeline. Let's check it out. The timeline shows us the key moments of the event. The bold text shows when the moment happened, and the text explains what happened. The first part of my event took place from March to April of 1953, and it tells me that during that time, a huge team of people helped set up base camps on Everest by carrying up a lot of gear. Then we have a jump to May 28th, because that's when the next key moment happened. We'll be including 4 of these in our body, but there's clearly more than that here. How do we narrow down what to include? We choose the most important ones. For example, it's definitely important for readers to know that a team helped set up all of the base camps on Everest, because Hillary and Norgay needed them to succeed. But it's less vital to know that the men made camp for the night. What about the next moment? Should readers know about the men beginning their climb? Totally! It's the start of the major part of the event. Next, we have the men reaching the south summit and finding a big wall of rock and ice. Then, right after that, Hillary makes it up the wall and Norgay follows. Then they make it to the summit. Okay, that's all important, but we don't want to copy everything into a huge body paragraph. Instead, we can use our summarizing skills to combine moments into one sentence. How about, the men work together to climb a huge wall of ice in order to reach the summit. That combines the important info into one smooth thought. Why don't you give this a try? Take a look at the last points on my timeline. Choose the most important details, then combine them into one sentence. How'd it go? There are a ton of ways that you could have worded this, but I'm going with, after spending 15 minutes at the top, they went back to camp and their team. The last thing we need to plan for our body paragraph is the quote we'll use from someone who was there, so let's check out the quote slide. We want to choose a quote that shows how someone involved was feeling, or one that helps readers understand the experience. I personally really love this quote from Tenzing Norgay. At that great moment for which I had waited all my life, my mountain did not seem to me a lifeless thing of rock and ice, but warm and friendly and living. So I'll add that to the bottom of the body planning section. Awesome, we've got our headline, lead, and body paragraph planned. So it's time for the tail, where we tell readers just how important our event is. Sometimes the significance is stated clearly in the research, but other times we'll have to infer it based on what we know. You know, I have a couple of thoughts already, but I'd love to see why you think this climb of Mount Everest is important based on the research. Using the fact summary, record 2 reasons why this event was important. What do you think? From what I can tell, one reason this event was so special is that it was the first time anyone had climbed all the way to the top of Everest and survived the journey back down. It also changed the sport of high altitude climbing by proving that people could survive a challenge like this. Think about how much this event must have inspired other climbers to explore. It really seems like the tail of our article isn't just a wrap-up. It's a clear way to tell our readers exactly why our event is so important to them and the world. And just like that, my planning work is finished. In your learning path, you'll find the research that the Taylor Porter and I put together for your chosen event, and in your materials, you'll follow the same planning steps that I did. I can't wait to see you in the next video where we'll conquer drafting together. Until then, remember, words can take you anywhere. Where will they take you next? I'll see you soon.
Hey, hey.